Okay, there we go. All right, so, gentlemen, officially welcome to Akkeroth. Session one. So we're gonna pick up our story on a unremarkable evening. It is the day before a storm. Today, you have all been invited in one way, shape, or form to a party in the capital city of Neshburg, known as Aspire. We pick up our story today with Cody, with Cody's character.
What? Why?
Because we are. Okay? So, Cody, go ahead and introduce your character, your name, and give a little bit of what you look like. And if you want to go into class, you can, or we can reveal that with time.
My name is Fabian Ukanawa. He is a half-orc in the army of Neshburg. He wears like traditionally samurai like type armor with red and black color schemes, and carries his sword and his glaive that he uses. That is his favorite weapon.
Okay. So, Fabian, I keep doing TH. Fabian, you find yourself having been assigned to escort a cart coming from the nation of Kiel. You met the cart about a half day's walk outside of Aspire, and your job was to escort it into the city, get it to the palace, and deliver it and its occupants to the party, as they have business there. You've been walking now for almost an entire day. You and a few other fellow guards, fellow soldiers of Neshburg. And as the sun begins to set, you see a city that you're very familiar with now. You've lived here for a decent number of years now. You see the massive walls surrounding the city of Aspire. You hear the rumble of the city. You feel almost the heartbeat of it that you've grown so accustomed to since you started calling this place your home. And yeah, as you escort this cart up to the city, the gates open, and you see your home. You see the place that you live and that you work in, that you are training in. But you're not the only person here that is part of the party. Steven, would you introduce your character?
Sure. So, sitting atop the cart that Fabian is walking beside sits a small, relatively lithe half-orc man. Got a bit of a half-cut and long hair on top. And richly adorned in lots of greens and browns, leafy motifs. He has a bow slung over his shoulder, and he's currently driving the cart. And as we enter into this massive city, you can see on his face, he's looking around like this is the most incredible thing he's ever seen. He's taking in all of the sights, and in kind of quiet wonder and amazement, and also just trying not to get totally overwhelmed, seeing the hustle and bustle and the tall buildings and city walls.
Yeah. So, Desmond. So some of the things that you see that, like you said, you're astounded by what you see because the city you grew up in is nothing like this. the things that you take note of, and you've been told stories about Neshburg and of its cities, but to see a city made of stone with walls that extend as far, like, to you, they would almost extend to the heavens. You see thousands, or probably thousands of people walking the streets. There's carts, there's business, there is so much noise. And the smells, you smell things you've never thought, that you've never imagined. There are things like, you smell the overwhelming smell of like fresh baked goods from stores nearby, but also things like ale from bars. Unfortunately, there is like sewer smells as well, from the plumbing that is present in this city, as well as there are lots of carts along the roads, and those are pulled by creatures, and they have natural body functions as well, and that is just all things that assail your nose at the same time. But those kind of smells, maybe not to this strength, but I think that Desmond would probably be used to those smells for sure.
Sure.
But yeah, so you guys have entered the city.
Gods, I hope it's not always this loud.
It is. But I know a pretty good place. Once we get all settled in, maybe tomorrow or something, I know a pretty good place we can go eat. I know the staff there pretty well.
All right, yeah, I'd be down. Anything to take a load off after this journey. God, I'm sore.
Yeah, I can't sit in the carts too long. Gotta stretch the legs.
So, you guys, Fabian, you continue to escort Desmond to the palace, which unfortunately is still a decent walk from where you are. As you guys make your way through the city, Fabian, once again, you're familiar with this city. It is massive, and there are still things that you haven't seen. But this main walk from the palace to the front gate, or the western gate, you've walked this hundreds of times on patrol, on training missions. This isn't anything to you. Desmond, on the other hand, you see things that astound you. You see, once again, just the amount of people is staggering, but you see people doing sorts of crafts that you've probably never actually seen. There are stonemasons. You are obviously familiar with carpenters, but you see some of these buildings being constructed and how tall they are and the scaffolding that goes around them, and the scale of that is astonishing to you. The tallest structure you've probably ever seen is maybe 20 feet tall. You're seeing buildings that are 100, 200 feet tall, and things that are being built that may be taller, who knows? You have no idea what these crazy people in Neshburg are doing.
Stones higher than the trees. How do these people weather the storm?
With the walls. That's what the giant walls are for.
Gracious, these... I don't know if I trust these walls. What if they blow over and fall on you? I think I'd rather have me trusty cart.
You can stay in the cart and the walls. Then you have double protection.
Yeah, okay, alright. This is gonna take some getting used to.
It's a little much.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to that drink.
Me too, definitely.
Right. So, as you guys continue, you end up seeing you end up going to the palace, and at the palace itself has its own set of gates that Fabian, you escort the cart up to, and you see the guards there. They wave you down, and they address you, say, "Oi! State your business."
I'm Fabian Ukanawa of the Orito clan. I'm here to escort this cart and its people into the palace.
You see one of them.
I don't know if I have some kind of invitation or anything, or
Yeah.
orders.
You would.
Okay.
You would.
I hand them those.
Okay. Yeah. They open they unroll the scroll and they start reading over it. And one of them looks to the other one, nods, and the one holding the scroll hands it back to you and calls up and says, "All right, lads, open the gate." And this massive set of doors, probably 40 feet tall, beset in its own stone wall, begin to slowly swing open. In the courtyard within the wall that goes to the palace, Fabian and Desmond, you see probably somewhere between 50 and 100 people lined up trying to get inside the palace of all different races. Fabian, for you, this is somewhat out of the ordinary, but not like the density or the variability in races. Living in Aspire, you've seen at least a few people of every race before. With Desmond, I doubt you've ever seen a Dragonborn before, but there are some lined up. You may have seen an elf or a dwarf before, but there are lots of dwarves, lots of elves. And most shocking of all, actually, give me a Desmond. Give me a perception check. First roll of the game.
Don't mess it up.
Hey, that's
yeah.
that's a 4, baby. Never mind. Everything I said, you do see. You just don't see anything additional.
I reckon this is the place, or at least a place close to the place. I reckon.
Yeah, this is the palace. There's a lot more people here than usual, but
yeah,
I guess we'll find out what's going on.
Yeah. So, Desmond, if you want to continue this conversation with this information, feel free. You do know that there is some sort of event happening tonight. You do not know what it's for, but that's why you're here. You are here to deliver this cart to someone in the city, or who's going to be at the party.
All right.
Are big group gatherings like a normal thing at the palace, or no?
So, are large gatherings normal? Yes. There's probably the King of Neshburg probably throws a party like this probably once a week. Now, that being said, it is worth noting that typically there are not this many people from other races. It is typically just people from Neshburg proper, with maybe a spattering of other people of different races. This is unique with how many people of other races are attending. So, Fabian, as you bring the cart into the area that you were instructed to drop it off, you lead it there. You can tell Desmond that it's time to get off the cart, and you can escort him inside as your commander comes up to you, and he puts his hand on your shoulder and kind of leans in, whispers in your ear, "All right, good job getting the cart here. I'm sure that will make fuck, god damn it. I'm sure that will make High Prince Zimmer very, very happy." Now,
well, we're always just worried about the High Prince's feelings.
Yeah, absolutely. He says, giving you a knowing look. He's just, it's the job. Now, go inside, assume position on the east hall of the god damn it, words, of the throne room. You will be guarding the doorway to the kitchen and the side rooms this evening. You may escort your friend, your acquaintance, the person driving the car, to escort him inside. He is invited, but otherwise assume your position.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
Huh.
All right. Well, I guess let's head into the party and see what's going on.
All right, I'm gonna just gonna do a final. I'm supposed to deliver this cart, so I'm just gonna do a final like post-flight checklist, make sure that everything's in order before we go in. So,
all right.
See Desmond hop off and goes up and gives the lobsters some scritches around the chitin, and then makes sure that all of their rigging is good. Goes and does some checks on the cart itself.
While he's doing that, I'm sure there's a lot of people here I know, but is there like anyone of note that I recognize?
Yes, actually. You see, about to walk in to the palace, you see, fuck, goddammit, I had his name earlier. You see, god damn it, what was his name? Fuck, I gotta load the sheet real quick, sorry.
That one guy.
Yeah, right, that one guy.
With like the face?
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, everybody knows that guy.
No, okay.
Memorized every NPC.
Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, I definitely haven't written like fucking 13 pages worth of different NPCs. Okay, thank God. All right, here he is. You see Mayor Peaceman, who is a half-orc. He is the mayor of Volkstad, the city that you have spent a decent amount of time training in the military for, in an army. You would be familiar with him as you spend a decent amount of time training in that city. You see him walking up to the entrance to the palace with a small entourage in tow, which one character happens to stand out. Normally you would think that the mayor would be traveling with just, his representatives and maybe his family. And his son is in tow. But rather than just being surrounded by half-orcs and the occasional human, you see that there's a dwarf along with him, which is a little bit out of the ordinary. That dwarf may now introduce himself. Joseph.
Oh boy. So you see this dwarf who's just sort of standing. And for the most part, I mean, he looks like a typical dwarf. He's got the beard, he's got the hair, what have you. But you notice that despite him being, like, in this relatively prestigious place, he kind of has this, like, clueless look about him, where he's just sort of, he's there. Like, he's just there. Like, that's it. And so, I mean, for the most part, he has the usual armor. I mean, he sort of seems like he's tough, but he's not, like, wearing anything fancy. He's wearing, like, the stuff that you would travel in, basically. He's just kind of, he's present.
Yeah. So, as Desmond and Fabian walk inside, the bouncer, essentially, at the front door, checking names, making sure everybody has their invitation, nods at you, and then sees Mayor Peaceman and says, "Ah, yes, Lord Peaceman, welcome. Who do you have with you tonight? I see young Master Peaceman is with you. Where's the missus?" And Mayor Peaceman is like, she's at home. She's quite ill, unfortunately. But because I had the open invitation, I thought that I could bring with me my current hero. And he slaps you on the shoulder, Lorin. He's like, "This is Lorin. He saved my son's life. And so I felt it only, prudent to repay him with such an extravagant evening." And the doorman is like, fair enough. Well, I hope Lady Peaceman gets well soon. In the meantime, gentlemen, you all have a good evening. And I hope to hear the stories of the brave and powerful Lorin who saved the mayor's son one day. He looks directly at you, waiting for you to say something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds like a mighty fight. Sounds like a great story. Mm-hmm.
And just pause. Like,
Just awkward silence.
checks, like kind of checks his watch. He's like, all right, well, have a great evening, as he ushers you in.
Thanks.
So, so let's see. I'm trying to look at everyone's names. Fabian.
Bryce. Yes. Go ahead.
Fabian, so are you like on post right now, or are you able to like go and socialize and party and stuff?
I don't know if this is gonna be long enough for like a shift change, but at least at first I'll be on guard.
Okay. Well, here, I'll I don't know if you're allowed to drink on post, but I'm just gonna go get 2.
I'm not on post yet.
There we go. And I'm gonna go and try and grab some hors d'oeuvres and drinks and stuff.
Bryce, as me and Desmond were headed inside, and there was the dude checking names.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stop and ask him if Damon Ukanawa was here or invited?
Yes, he looks at you and you see him, and he kind of gives you a side eye and is just like, give me an insight check. Give me an insight check on his vibe.
Vibe check.
19. You get the feeling, and it's not very surprising because you've dealt with this man a few times in your service, that this guy definitely, one, thinks you're beneath most people that he's dealing with right now, and two, even if he didn't have that feeling, you think he probably believes he's too busy to answer your question, but feels obligated to. And so he says, 1 second, and he flips through his notes. Yes, he was invited. He has not checked in at this time.
Okay, thank you.
And he gives you a curt nod and goes back to the people that he's dealing with. So Desmond, Fabian, and Lorin, you have all entered the palace. You enter into a very large chamber. It is the throne room, but it is also clearly a large, almost ballroom-esque area that just happens to have the throne up a small flight of stairs on the opposite end of the room. Very much in kind of the way like the Great Hall of Hogwarts is, except not nearly as narrow, but long, really wide, but stairs at the end, throne, that kind of thing. Scattered about are dozens of tables with people sitting around eating hors d'oeuvres, drinking various drinks, whether it be wine, water, ale, like I said, various things. There are a good number of tables. About a quarter of the tables are completely empty. You guess that that's the people still standing outside that haven't arrived yet. And as you walk in, immediately Mayor Peaceman and his party, including Lorin, are a man walks up to him, a waiter walks up and says, yes, Mayor Peaceman, please follow me. You and your party, follow me. I will escort you to your table. Lorin, do you just follow along?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And he nods, but it's over exaggerated, almost a bow. And you guys are led to your assigned seats. And then after a few moments, as Desmond and Fabian, you guys walk over to the bar. Desmond, you order 2 drinks, and you're handed them immediately, no questions asked. They don't ask for payment or anything. Just handed them. Do you give one to Desmond? Desmond. Do you give one to Fabian?
Yeah, I'll give one to Fabian, and then comment. That dwarf that walked in with the who was that? The mayor, president?
Yeah, that was a mayor of a town way up north, Volkstad. I trained there for a while.
He looks possibly even more out of place here than me.
Yeah, dwarves. I mean, there are a few dwarves here, but
he just looks awkward.
If you look over in that direction, you'll see him sitting in one of the chairs looking at one of the waiters and being, "This is my chair? I got a sign? Do I get to keep it? Can I take it?" Okay, all right. Cool.
Very good. As you guys are talking, another waiter walks up and sees the two of you talking, and he kind of gives you a side eye, Fabian. It's like, "Sir, maybe I'm wrong here, but aren't you supposed to be at your post?"
Yes, I was going there.
Okay.
And I just kind of like downed my drink real quick and pat Desmond on the back and say, I'll try to catch up with you tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll catch up later.
Very good.
I snag a finger food as I leave.
Hey, real quick, do you know the name? Maybe this is a DM question. Do you know what was the name? Was there a name of the person that I was supposed to deliver the cart to?
Yes, the person who ordered this cart is the High Prince. I gotta scroll up. Balthazar Zimmer.
Yeah, no, you. Zimmer. Okay. Gonna be
Of course it was.
For anyone who looks like a high prince.
Oh, it's not hard to figure out who they are. Similarly to, I said, it being Hogwarts Great Hall-esque, there is a staircase up to a row of tables, and then another staircase up to, the throne where the High King sits. And seated at that table are 5 people. One person with a clearly more ornate chair than the others, but none of them are not really extravagant, and you can't imagine how much wood and craftsmanship, time, money it costs to make these chairs, Desmond. But you might not know which one is which, but there are clearly the 4 High Princes and the High King.
Oh, okay. Right. Alright, so I'm looking around at this massive hall with lots of tables. Gonna try and find my seat, and I'm gonna wander over towards the dwarf that I saw earlier.
Okay. So which are you doing first?
Okay, well, I don't know if I have an assigned seat, so I'm just walking over. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna walk over to him.
Okay. You are intercepted on the way by a waiter. It's the same waiter that talked to Fabian a moment ago. He walked off but came back and is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. What was your name again? Desmond, I believe.
Yes,
what's your last name?
Desmond Ammon. Desmond Ammon?
Desmond Ammon. Yes, okay, of course. Please, follow me. I will show you to your seat. You are not obligated to stay there the whole time. Fear not. You may mingle and get drinks, get
excellent.
food.
Thank you. I was getting very overwhelmed about trying to find... Yes, thank you. That's lovely. I'd love a seat.
Okay, follow me. And he escorts you to a table that is surprisingly close to the High King and the High Princes. You're about 3 rows back, but there's about 12 rows of tables, so it's pretty close in the grand scheme of things. Currently sitting at that table is another dwarf who seems to be very much waiting, biding his time. That's very clear as you walk up. Jake, please introduce yourself.
Well, you see a finely dressed, red-headed dwarf with a matching red beard. He strikes you as kind of a martial type, but he seems there not for security, but for diplomacy, if it makes sense.
Right.
Right.
I walk up. Good evening. This is a grand event, isn't it? I was told this is my seat. I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, not at all. Please, be seated. How might I address you?
My name is Desmond Ammon. You may address me as Desmond. Who might I have the pleasure of speaking with, sir?
My name is Shackleton Steele, the third consort of Countess Chevy Rouge of the Cerulean Halls.
Cerulean Halls, does that mean anything to me?
Give me a history check. It is a relatively high DC, but it's possible.
15.
15. That was it. So, yes, you have heard of it. You don't know a lot. You know that it is a city in Ammon. It's one of the 3 main cities within that nation. And you don't know what craft that it is responsible for in that nation, but you do know that it is like the headquarters of some sort of forging, whether it be weapons, armor, you're not sure, but you know that the craftsmen there are revered.
Let's see. Shackleton Steele. You wouldn't have to be a smith, would you?
No, not me. By trade, I'm more of a, shall we say, a household servant. See, I'm one of the members of Countess Rouge's court. I oversee some of the affairs of the city's business and the household.
I see. So are you sort of accustomed to these kind of parties and whatnot?
I am. And so this one is finer than many of the ones I've been to.
Finer than many of the ones that you've been to? Well, this is the finest thing I've ever seen. Well, I mean, that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, that's quite up to interpretation. Finest and fanciest party, certainly.
I see. And where might you hail from?
I hail from the woods of Kjol. Is that how you say it?
Kjol.
Kjol.
Yeah.
I hail from a small hunting village in Kjol. We call it the Emerald Knoll, but it's. Are you familiar with the God? What's the wood? The name of the wood?
Cheller.
Are you familiar with the Chellerwood carts and the Chellerwood trees?
So give me a history check. It's gonna have there's 2 DCs. There's a low DC for part of that information and a higher DC for more of it. Okay, well you got them both. So the Cheller carts are very well known. In fact, you probably have directly dealt with dozens of them in your time as consort, as they are about the only way to get goods across this land due to the storms. They're the only things that are mobile and able to survive the storm. So you're very familiar. The Cheller trees, a little bit obvious given their name, given the cart name, but it is the tree that the carts are made of. They're a very odd tree, as they're almost a combination of what we in the real world would know as a palm tree, and then like an oak tree or a mahogany tree. They grow very flexible, very bendable at their base for a while, and then after a while their wood, for whatever reason, condenses and becomes incredibly hard. And it's that hardwood at the top of a Cheller tree that is cut and then used to make these carts.
Interesting.
Yeah, so my people are migratory craftsmen, and we craft, and that is our thing that we are known for, is crafting these carts for trade all over the continent. Matter of fact, that's the only reason why I ventured outside of my woods today. It's because we had an exceptional order for them from none other than the none other than the High Prince himself.
See, well, I can't say I blame him. We've contracted with your companies quite recently. In fact, you make some
Love to hear it.
spots in the land.
Love to hear it.
To clarify, I didn't hear it, so I'm assuming you didn't. But you did not specify which High Prince, correct, Desmond?
I did not.
Okay, just wanted to verify that. All right.
Has the war impacted your business recently?
The war.
Certainly. I mean, war does. Yeah, certainly. It's impacted our business.
It's always
think-
a boon, isn't it?
It's a boon and a curse. I think more of a curse than a boon, perhaps. My people function just fine without the war, and there's plenty of people that suffer from it.
Yeah.
I see.
So actually, a little information that Desmond would know. The fighting between Warfrena and Neshburg, due to Kiel being a landlocked nation between those two, the fighting is intense, it is severe, and there have been times that it has spilled over into your nation's border. And your nation, your council, is not a fan of that.
Yeah. Can't imagine why. I think my response stays.
Fair enough.
Well, I suppose it's not good
Why?
for everyone, but it is excellent for business. I imagine that good cards are in high demand this time of year.
Desmond narrows his eyes a bit. Certainly are in high demand.
Well, may our mission here be a success, and wish me luck as well. For by the end of the night, all willing, I shall be a very rich man.
Care to expand on that?
Oh, let's see. I'm here on behalf of my mistress. Strictly business, but we are interested in assisting the Neshburg war effort, if you will.
I see. Interesting. Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, finger guns.
Might I ask? I keep up with the politics of some nations, but I'm not quite familiar with. I'm familiar with Chol in passing, if you will. You did in fact have your mistress's permission to attend, did you not?
Come from very different places, but yes, I'm supposed to be here.
I imagine so. I'm sorry. How does your country work? Enlighten me.
I'm not surprised that you don't know much about the politics of Kjol. I think that is probably by design. Kjol being landlocked and being so defensible kind of tries to keep to themselves, as far as I know. But I have to be honest, my knowledge of politics falls far flat outside of the village that I grew up in. We have our council, and we have unity in our own community, but I don't. Most of the we mostly focus on trade as far as anything politics is concerned. If you're asking how we operate, yes, we have a council of elders, and we have a council. Things are established by committee, and resources are pooled. Living in the Acholin wilderness and being as nomadic as we are, you have to come together.
I'm sure. Come together how?
I mean, what I said previously, pooling resources, and we establish sort of do things a bit democratically, you know, for the greater good.
As you guys are discussing, you notice, Shackleton, you know who you're here to see, and while
Shackleton does.
yeah, Shackleton does, and it actually is Balthazar Zimmer as well.
Oh.
But yeah, but so you're keeping and you know who he is. You know which one he is. That is, as you know, as third consort, it is important for you to know that information. So you're kind of keeping a side eye out on the High Princes. And they've been talking amongst themselves and with the High King, but they seem to, whatever they were discussing, seems to have broken for the moment as the High Prince Zimmer, and another High Prince that you may not know, as he's not directly involved in trade, both stand up and walk separate ways. Because you're keeping an eye on them, Shackleton, give me an insight check.
I use the DM inspiration that I totally have right now.
Haha, no you don't.
He's back.
You don't use it or you don't have it?
You don't have it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with the 5, you're not able to glean any additional information other than that, not any additional information. You do see that High Prince Zimmer appears to be making his way directly to a table with some people who he is clearly eyeballing and probably has business with. Now, the other High Prince who stood up walks to a different table. And if anybody is paying attention, you would see a small group of tieflings at this table. Most people have either never seen a tiefling, or if they have, it's one time in their life. They are very rare outside of their own city, or outside of their own nation. Not impossible, but very rare. As this High Prince approaches this table of 4 people, there is an elderly woman, a middle-aged woman, a middle-aged man, and a younger, probably not like just upturned of age, but still much younger than the others, all sitting at this table. And the High Prince walks up, and I gotta find her name, because I wrote it. I didn't write it. It's in the other document. Son of the bitches. There we go. So you see as this High Prince walks up to this table, and he who in this nation should bow to no one except the king, does extend a minor bow to this old woman, and he addresses her and he says, Lady Xenia, welcome. We're so glad that you and your family could make it this evening. And she looks at him and she says, the pleasure is all mine. We would not miss it. It is important for us to maintain our open dialogue. And she turns to everyone at the table and says, yes, I don't believe that I have introduced them to you yet. Please, High Prince. God damn it, fuck.
Not Zimmer.
Not Zimmer?
Not Zimmer. Different High Prince. He said, okay, allow me to introduce you, High Prince Anthles, to my family. This is my daughter, Ixia. She is likely to take my place in the coming years as I begin to wither away. And this, addresses the middle-aged man, this is my wed son, Vinosus. And lastly, this is my grandson. Introduce yourself, Will.
Yes, so my character is a yellow golden tiefling with horns and kind of pinkish, orangish, like peach-colored hair. My skin is like mostly yellow, but with like a golden to it. And I extend my hand to the prince and I say, Crocus, Aureum, pleasure.
And he takes your hand and shakes it very firmly. He says, "Ah, it is a pleasure to meet the family of the Thays Legate. It is very important that she has a little piece of home around here." Now, he looks at you and he says, "You do not have as thick of an accent, it appears. Have you spent much time in Thaysfrill, or do you live elsewhere?"
Oh, I was born here, Your Highness.
Ah.
My parents were stationed here before my birth.
Ah. That would explain it very well. Well, obviously then you know Neshburg rather well, you know Aspire, but nonetheless, it is great to have you and your family here, and I hope that you find a long and fruitful life here.
Thank you for your hospitality, Your Highness.
He nods.
And I give him a nod.
As you nod, he turns to address your grandmother, and he says, "Lady Zania, would you please follow me? We have a few things that we need to discuss." And your grandmother stands up and she says, "Very well. Let us discuss." And she kind of addresses to the three of you, says, just with a hand, you know your grandmother, and she's clearly telling you to wait here, that she will be back. With that, Will, you are free to explore the party if you would like, or we can move on.
Let's move on for now, but I will drop a picture of my...
Okay, very good. So, as we move on, you see that everybody here at this party, who has been introduced, you are all in this room. The remaining character is not actually in this room, and we will get to you.
I don't think we will.
in due time.
Got important matters to attend to.
Oh, you do. But the five of you in this room, you're mingling, you're seeing people. Once again, Desmond, you are still very overwhelmed by a lot of this. And also, your current company at this table sure is a character. But after a few...
I'm just like, who the fuck made these seating arrangements?
Yes, so, after several more minutes, I say several more minutes, it's almost half an hour, of appetizers being served, of everyone having wine, whiskeys if they like, and just having...
Not everyone.
I'll take a whiskey.
Having a grand old time. You're not in that room. You don't get a whiskey. Oh, I see.
I brought my own.
He's out on the guard post with a hip flask.
Yeah. So, everyone who stepped away from the room, including Crocus, including your grandmother, and High Prince Anthles, they return. High Prince Zimmer was about to approach the table that Shackleton and Desmond are at to discuss business with Shackleton, but before he can, the High King stands up and taps his wine glass with a spoon, and to draw everyone's attention. The room falls silent, and he stands and he addresses everyone. He says, "Welcome to the party. Thank you for attending the festival. As I'm sure that some of you look around and have noticed, you will see that in the capital city of Neshburg, there are representatives of Warfrena, and yet there has been no bloodshed. There has been no violence. There has been no name-calling or roughhousing. It has been peaceful. And that is the purpose of tonight. It is my great pleasure, my honor, to announce that as of tonight, there is a ceasefire. The war is over.
If Desmond is Desmond is paying attention at this exact second, Shackleton just goes pale.
Nobody's probably paying attention to
Desmond
Fabian,
is
he's
absolutely paying attention.
Nobody's probably paying attention to Fabian guarding the kitchen door, but he's like, his jaw kind of, he tries to keep his composure, but his jaw kind of drops because the war has been his life for years now.
Yeah, it's been going on for 7 years. For most of you, that's most of your adult life.
Yeah, probably for 5 of those years, it's been what he's done.
What is the state of the room? Do they erupt into applause, or are they still waiting for him to say something else?
He is continuing to talk. So nobody now. Okay, go ahead and give me an insight check with advantage, though. Anyone in the room can do this if you would like to get a kind of a vibe on the room itself.
19.
19. Okay. Okay.
It's just flat rolling. It's not asking me. Hang on.
Yeah, there's a setting somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. So Lorin, yours was an 8. Crocus was a 13. Shackleton was an 8. And Fabian's. Okay, 13. Oh yeah, Crocus, you can try to roll again if you want to try to, because it was at advantage. Because it is, yeah. All right, cool, 13. So anyone who rolled a 12 or higher, you can tell that everyone in the room is kind of astonished by this, as no one seems to have had any idea that this was coming. Desmond, though, with your 19, you actually notice a couple people who stand out from the crowd. There's obviously your table companion, who seems very nervous all of a sudden. But additionally, it's so minor. It is so very minor. But as High Prince Zimmer is walking back up to the table to take his seat, and this announcement is happening because the High King did not wait for him to sit down, when the announcement is said that the war is over, you see him stumble slightly.
Okay.
And one more thing, other than the High King himself, the only person who seems not surprised by this is, actually there's 2 people, is the High Prince who talked to the Tieflings, who you don't know the name of yet, but who Crocus knows as now as High Prince Anthles, and the one female High Prince, who's sitting at the opposite end of the table from Balthazar and Anthles. She, who nobody knows the name of yet, well, if you guys want to try to make history checks, you can. But unless you don't want to, nobody knows the name of this woman either. But she does not appear surprised by this news. She seems slightly annoyed, but not like, it's not like she's upset about it. It's almost seems like she thinks it's an inconvenience.
Julia.
Shackleton with a 13. You would be well studied, so I'm willing to give you that one. You do not know what she is the High Prince of, but you do know that her name is High Prince Tabitha Venture.
Tabitha Venture. All right. Thank you.
So at this moment, after unless if the is he still speaking? Is he still making a speech?
He is.
Okay. Desmond leans over towards Shackleton and says, "Best of luck in your future business ventures, mate."
Huh? Oh, thank you.
The High King continues on. Yes, we have been. I directly and the Council of Warfrena have been discussing this peace for some time now, and we're happy to announce it today. A similar gathering is happening in the capital of Dinas in Warfrena this evening to announce on their side the peace times. Although, and he looks and checks his watch, and he says, although I do not believe that they have started this party as of yet, but it will happen this eve. Now, on to the ramifications of this. Effective immediately, we will be recalling any troops along the Warfrenan and Neshburg border. We will be recalling them effective immediately. They are no longer going to be engaging in wartime activities and will be returning to either Aspire or to Volkstad to await further training and further orders. So, if you have family who is in the military, and I know most of you do if you are from our proud nation, you should get to see your loved ones soon. And that brings me no end of joy to say. So, let us eat, drink, and be merry for the rest of this eve, as it is a historic night for our nations and for our world. As the wartime
Blessed are the
ends.
peace bringers!
Huzzah!
And
Start clapping.
you shout that, and people kind of look at you for a second, like nobody expected that. But then, like, it actually starts to kind of catch on, and people start clapping and cheering and shouting, and people are raising drinks in the air, toasting. The mood is generally very happy.
Hey, Bryce.
Hmm.
Is there another guard at this door with me?
Yes,
Or is it
absolutely.
Is he a younger dude or older dude?
He is about your age. Actually, you would know him. His name is Jackson. He's a person that you have trained with to become a King's Guard over these last few months.
How does he seem to feel about this?
He's kind of looking around, and he seems mostly happy, but he's kind of surprised that kind of in the same way that you probably are, that no one told you that. Like, it's good news, but it's weird that no one was informed. But yeah, so now everyone is happy and excited and talking and drinking and cheering. Their music has started playing. There's a band in the corner. They've started playing music. People are dancing and celebrating. Does anybody want to do anything in particular right now?
Yes. As a Devman, thank you for your company and for indulging my curiosity. I should probably explain myself. It's somewhat rare for a male of the Cerulean Halls to see the outside world. It's a privilege of my position that I get to travel. But thank you for your company. There's a matter that I must urgently attend to. And I get up and make a beeline for Prince Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
What does that matter?
Interesting.
As you approach the High Prince, who is at his table, there is a row of guards standing by the king. and you are stopped.
No worries.
It's
does not have to happen now.
It's fine. This is a good time for it. You are stopped. It is not aggressive, but they're not like pointing weapons at you. But it is very clear you are expected to halt. And before one of the guards even says anything to you, High Prince Zimmer says, "Yes, I am expecting him. Let him pass." As you walk up, Zimmer looks at you and says, "We will meet. We have important things to discuss in light of this wonderful news. So,
I agree.
meet." He hands you a note, and he says, "You will meet me in a side hall. I'm sorry. It says, read the note. It will tell you where to meet me. It is through those doors." And he points at the door that Fabian is currently guarding. "It is through those doors. You will meet me in that room in half an hour, and we will discuss."
Thank you, Your Grace.
Can I track any of, like, I definitely watched him walk up, because that's pretty interesting. Can I track his finger movements and tell kind of where he's pointing?
Yeah, he's not subtle with where he's pointing.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep that one in here for a second.
Yeah, by all means.
Thank you, Your Grace. I will be there. And I guess I go back to my table at this point.
As this announcement happens and people are excited, you see that people are starting to bring out large plates of meats and vegetables. And people who haven't spent time in Neshburg are seeing vegetables that you're not familiar with. It's very hard to grow crops in this world due to the storm. But Neshburg appears to have figured out a way to do it, as they have... Everybody's familiar with, like, lettuce and beans and potato, but there appear to be things of many different colors, of different shapes, that are brought out, served. They're steamed, some are boiled, some seem to even be fried in oil. There are meats of various animals, some are fish. There are also razor boars who have been slaughtered and cooked whole on a spigot, and those are brought out. Each table gets one. Keep in mind, there are 50 some odd tables, and each table gets an entire boar.
Hey,
It is very extravagant. We flash out of this room entirely into the kitchen, where it is kind of chaotic. As Josh, you may introduce yourself.
Alright, so carrying a massive crate, probably like 100, 200 pounds, is a 7-foot something dragonborn who is rotund, probably a good 300 some odd pounds. He has like a small little saggy chef's cap hanging off the back of his blue horned head, and the rest of his body is covered in bronzish colored dragonborn skin with licks of like light blue scales across. His knees are covered in light blue scales, and his massive frame just makes this huge crate look much smaller as he approaches just the first cook or whoever he sees in the back. The head chef, I need to speak with him. I've got a shipment of all sorts of coconuts, massive boars, whatever. Well, everything you requested. It was quite an order to fulfill, I must say.
And
where's the head chef?
You see as the nearest cook, who's clearly not the head chef, who's just kind of tossing a salad at the moment, is like, yes, one moment, and quickly runs deeper into the kitchen and comes back with a short, elderly human, and he says, yes, what, you have a shipment, I see.
Oh yes, straight from the Scion Seraphim, as requested.
Good.
Like, sort of bends down. Might I say, I noticed that some of your cooks are using quite a bit more cumin than they need in this stew which you're preparing for everyone. It's quite a versatile ingredient, but it can be quite overpowering in large quantities. I noticed them just splashing it in willy-nilly.
He kind of squints his eyes at you. Give me a persuasion check.
Is it a 5?
5?
Oh, that was to the GM.
Yeah, well, that's still a 5. Okay. So he looks at you and he says, I appreciate your advice, but I assure you the food is coming out fine. Would you be so kind as to take the box and put it over there in the larder? And he calls it a food larder. It's not not tiny, but it's not what you're used to on your ship. It is a large pantry. Like the box you're carrying, which no normal person should be able to carry this box by themselves. It's that large.
Yeah, it's like a dozen of the head chef.
Yeah, basically. There are like 100 crates that size in this room, and there's still room for more. But you are told to put it in there, and as you set it down, you hear the head chef go, "Damn it all!"
I'll say, okay. Well, I'll be the judge of the food. I do expect that me and my crew get a bit of a sampling of this food. It looks so delicious.
Yes, of course.
Aside from, but... All right, boys, set it down over there! And about like a dozen other Dragonborn just come in carrying crates and just start stacking them up in the corner of the kitchen.
You see as the head chef looks, he's like, Benji, give me an insight check if you want.
Alright.
13. He seems kind of confused. He's not in charge of ordering things, and so seeing so many crates come in at once in the middle of this party, he's like, you could tell he's kind of like, what the fuck is this timing? Like, what the hell?
Oh, sorry, there was a bit of a typhoon on the way. We got sidetracked.
No, it is fine. It is fine.
But I promise you, these ingredients are of the finest quality. I made sure myself.
You made sure yourself? And he looks at you.
Oh, yes.
He looks at you. He's like, okay. He kind of pauses. He's like, you made a recommendation about the cumin, and now you've tried. Are you a chef? Are you a cook?
Why, yes, I am. Berenjix Xissaadi at your service, sir. I've been cooking my entire life all these years, and there was a bit of a coup in my ship, and I overturned the previous cook as I was far superior to him, but that's all in the past now.
It takes a coup to overturn a cook. Whatever. Not important. If you are a chef,
That's unintentional.
If you are a chef, and you do not have a more pressing thing to attend to on your boat, will you provide us assistance? This party is proving difficult to manage.
It would be my pleasure, sir.
Good.
You can call me Benji, by the way. I'll get started at once. And he pulls off of his side that somehow was overlooked just because of Benji's massive form. Maul-sized meat cleaver. And he just says, "Fetch the razor boar, boys. I'm getting to work."
You see the head chef see your cleaver, and he's like, "Oh dear God."
I said cleaver. I meant meat tenderizer. It's
Oh,
like
it's
a massive maul.
Yeah. Either way, he sees it, and he's like, "Oh, I." It's one of my favorite things. He made a calculated decision, but unfortunately, he's bad at math.
Tenderized.
Oh, you! And he points at the nearest, cook that has a mostly empty tabletop where he's like cutting onions, and
Yeah.
he says, "I'll be taking this over," and he just like shoves everything on the table off to the side and takes his cooking place.
You see, as the head chef
Man
looks
has
at
no
you do
idea
this.
what he has unleashed upon his kitchen.
Yeah, no, he's beginning to get an idea, and anyone who isn't Benji, because Benji is on cloud 9 right now, anyone else would see this man with fear in his eyes, knowing that he has unleashed some sort of hellish beast in his kitchen, and he's no longer convinced he can do anything about it.
Yeah, he probably stands up to my knee.
Yeah,
and
basically.
I'll bet most people in the party that are near the kitchen door can just hear, "Oh, this is such a lovely kitchen. I've been in that damn boat for months."
Fabian, you absolutely can hear that.
Yeah, it's just like a little look over my shoulder and just leave it as it is.
Excited chef noises.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be able to eat any of the food anyway, so what do I care?
Yeah. So yeah, Benji, you spend the next probably half hour tenderizing razor boars and helping with stews and things like that.
Yeah, making a nice cutlet. What's it called? Katsu.
Yep. Yep. So we cut back to the main room. It has been about 30 minutes. Shackleton, that is your cue to go meet High Prince Zimmer in the meeting room down the hall near the kitchen.
In the library with the candlestick.
Something like that.
Yeah. I head that direction.
Okay.
I would like to try and tail him over to the door. I'm obviously keeping a fast distance, but I basically want to just keep eyes on him as he goes through the door. Once he goes through the door, I'll move over towards where Fabian is.
Okay. Yeah. Fabian, this dwarf walks up to you, and like I said, Shackleton, you have a piece of paper kind of explaining everything. Fabian, this man approaches you, you would know to ask him his business.
Yeah, I barred the door with my halberd. I'm sure the other guard does too.
Yes, he does.
I said, "Sorry, I'm not allowed to let anyone pass. It's not supposed to be going through here."
I have urgent business with Prince Zimmer. Please let me pass. I've read the note by this point. Is there anything that will help me in this? And can I show it to him? Or...
Oh yeah, no. There are instructions that say present this to the guard.
Okay, I present this to the guard.
Then I read it and stand aside and let him through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hand it back to him.
Thank you. And I walk past.
Okay. Yeah, so you down the hallway.
Try to get a glimpse of what the hell's happening in the kitchen.
Yeah, so down the hallway that you're walking down, on the left, probably about 30 feet down, is a large door, large double door, almost saloon door style, but it does go floor to ceiling. But it's just saloon door style, so it's easy to enter when holding food.
That's kind of saloon door.
Is the kitchen. The doors are currently closed, as no one is walking in and out at this exact moment. But Shackleton, you can smell the food, and you hear what sounds like a large hammer beating on something through that door.
I probably should be paying attention more to this, but I'm just trying to figure out what the heck's going on at this point.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. There are several meeting rooms that have doors open. However, you are instructed to go to the fourth meeting room on the right, which is about 200 feet down this hallway.
Okay. Do any of these routes take me through the kitchen?
No, you just walk past the kitchen.
Okay. I can continue on my way.
Meanwhile, you see Desmond walk up to Fabian large martini glass in his hand and a spoon, stirring it. And the solution inside looks rather cloudy. He's stirring it. It comes up to Fabian and says, if you put enough sugar in this stuff, it tastes just like ginger ale.
I'm sure it does.
It's like, all right, mate. How's the party been for you so far? Just stuck here?
Yeah, just been stuck here. Kind of got a surprising news.
That's very surprising. I hadn't heard. Had you heard?
I had not, and I've been on the front for the last 3 years. So.
I see. That's. Well, so it means your soldiers are coming home. Good thing.
Yeah, it's good. It's just now everyone has to adjust back.
Aye. Difficult thing. Hey mate, what's behind these doors? Because I really need to tell High Prince Zimmer something about the cart. Is there any way I could get past here?
I do know he's supposed to be.
You do know that he's telling you the truth.
I know he's supposed to be meeting with the prince. Did I ever see the prince go through there?
The prince has
Do
not.
I see the prince now?
The prince has not gone through those doors. However, he
I thought
did.
The prince already went through.
No, he has not. He told Shackleton to meet him there in 30 minutes, but he has not left.
Okay, then I probably wouldn't have said that had I not seen him go through the doors yet.
Okay. Well,
then.
Okay, hold on. If we can slightly change that because he was about to go through anyways.
Okay.
So
I jumped the gun a touch.
Yeah. So no. So scratch that. Yes,
You
he
waited
has.
until he did.
He has gone through the door. He followed relatively quickly after Shackleton walked through the door, within a minute.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, so knowing he is, in fact, supposed to be meeting the prince. You're like, okay, I don't know exactly where he went. Another gentleman went through with a letter from the prince, he's also supposed to be meeting him to meet him in a hallway down there by the kitchen.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. I'll head in before he changes his mind.
Okay. Yeah, so the guard, Jackson standing with you, Fabian, kind of looks at you and he's like, are you sure about that? Can we trust him to be near the High Prince?
Well, I escorted him here. He has a letter to meet with the prince about delivering a cart. So...
And he kind of... He looks around at the rest of the party, he just shakes, he just shrugs, like, good enough for me.
The prince has his guard on him.
Aye. That's fair. Okay, so we're gonna you walk into the hallway. We're gonna revert back to Crocus. Crocus, your grandmother leans over to you and hands you a piece of paper, and says, "Now, Crocus, I need you to take care of this for me. Please go into," and she points, and it's the same hallway.
Hell yeah, it's all coming together.
Yeah, she points and she says,
Shit's going down.
She says, I need you to go in there. Here's your writ of passage to enter that wing of the palace, and I need you to... And she kind of looks around and she says, there's a meeting that is occurring. This writ will get you in, and I need you to observe for me.
Yes, grandmother.
Yes, grandmama.
And I'll just kind of slip the note into my sleeve, make my way to the hallway she pointed to.
Okay. And about similarly around that same time, the High King has actually been conversing with the mayor of Volkstad. And so, Lorin, you are right next to the High King of Neshburg, the man himself. And your friend, the mayor, begins to, over the last few minutes, has clearly had a bit too much to drink. And he is slurring his words. He is kind of making a fool of himself. Now, the High King seems to be very amused by this and is not taking it too seriously. However, the son of Mayor Peaceman clearly is looking at his father, and it's like, you could see he thinks he's making a fool of himself. He's like, Father, please, it is time to quit the drink. And High King, and the High King chuckles. He's like, your father is a fun man. And I do happen to think you're probably right. He probably should quit the drink for the evening. We do have rooms available for Neshburg nobles to sleep off such afflictions. Please. And he looks directly at you and he says, I didn't catch your name. What is your name, good sir?
That'd be Lorin. It's Lorin Rakken.
He sees, he's like, well met, Lorin Rakken. Well, if you would be so kind as to escort... You extend your hand, and the king seems almost taken aback by this, like, he's like, oh, yes, and he shakes your hand, which he clearly has not shaken someone's hand, someone new in a while, but he does, it startles him, but he vigorously shakes your hand. He's clearly not upset by it.
It's a mighty fine place you got here. A mighty fine party you're throwing too. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliments. That we have worked very hard to make this palace what it is. Lorin, if you would be so kind as to escort the mayor to one of these rooms so that he may sleep off his ailment and not make a fool of himself in front of everyone else. As much as I think it would be amusing, I assume his reputation... I assume he would not want to tarnish his reputation.
I assume he should probably practice taking stronger stuff before coming next time, you know what I mean?
Maybe. That might work. I'm not sure.
It's just that. Okay, and then he'll just like... stand up. Just like... basically like attempts to just like grab the mayor around the waist and just like the mayor, I'm assuming, is not small.
No, he's not. He is a human. He's a human man, so he is taller than you.
Okay.
He is thinner than you,
yeah.
but he is taller than you.
Okay. So that does it, and he kind of does that, and then he like twists it, and he's onto one shoulder, and then he's onto one shoulder, and he's like, okay, and then just starts like,
yeah,
carrying, like not being discreet or anything. Like if the door is, if the quickest path between me and that door is directly through the middle of it, just goes.
It absolutely is. And Mayor Peaceman is on your shoulder, like half unconscious at this point, but he's like waving at people, like with his head down. He's like, "Hello, 'tis good to see."
Halfway across the ballroom, Lorin remembers, oh, wait a second, the High King said this was embarrassing, and so he starts looking at where the mayor is like waving to, and just like pointing at people, going, "Don't look, don't look at him, on your own." In a loud voice, "Don't mind him."
Wonderful. And I bet you'll never see this coming. Guess what door you have to walk through?
Door number 3.
Oh, now that's not...
Pick 3, my lord!
number 3, my lord!
3, my lord!
Let me guess, it's the west door next to the kitchen.
Absolutely it is.
Cool.
You don't have papers.
No, but you saw the High King like kind of point and like issue him that way. Which is more believable than any paper you've ever seen, although probably annoying to you that it isn't, like, documented.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess he just walks up. He's carrying the mare.
Yeah.
He gets to this door that's being guarded.
Yeah. So
He just,
I don't even talk to him. I just stand aside and open the fucking.
nice. Thank you very much, sir. I accidentally bangs the mare's head on the spring going in. Oh, sorry. At least he couldn't feel that very much, you know.
He's good.
I imagine the mayor says something to the effect of, "Do you know who I am? I'm the mayor."
No, he's officially passed out after the concussion.
That's what you really want.
That's
to
right.
Sleep after the concussion.
That's right. So now everyone except Fabian is at least in some capacity down this hallway. So
don't get to party. Don't get to go down the hallway.
So, Lorin, you are. He said that there are rooms where someone can sleep this off, and you're walking down this hallway, and there's a kitchen, and there are clearly meeting rooms. There are tables, chairs, things like that. But you do not see somewhere for someone to sleep off. Not at first, at least. You have to walk well past the room that Shackleton is currently in. It is worth noting, Shackleton, that it has been several minutes, and the High Prince has not entered your room yet. It is also worth noting, for everyone involved, that Mr. Desmond, as you were following the High Prince, as you walked into the hallway, as you were escorted past, you do not see the High Prince either.
He was just here.
He was. You saw him enter, and you followed relatively quickly.
So I looked left, and there's, like, the kitchen, and then the presumed meeting room. Is there anything to the right?
No, so just immediately to the left is just the kitchen. And then there are 7 meeting rooms in order on the right. The kitchen, while only having one door, is a very long and wide room. It actually runs down the hallway quite a lot. You wouldn't know that. Benji definitely does, as he's spending time in this kitchen.
Don't sully my cutlets with that jibber jabber. Use garlic powder, brown sugar, black pepper, onion powder.
Alright, so I hear shouting from the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk very quietly, heel toe, towards one of the meeting rooms, and just kind of saunter up to the door, see if I can hear anything inside.
Would Shackleton be talking or, like, nervously pacing or anything at the moment?
Nervously pacing for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, nervously pacing sounds about right.
Yeah. So
That's what I would be doing.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you walk up. You walk past the first 3 meeting rooms and nothing, but you hear pacing in the 4th room before you walk up to it.
But still, no sign of High Prince.
Nope, no sign of him. And the door to this meeting room is not currently closed, as Shackleton was likely expecting the High Prince to come in very quickly. So if you walk past that room, you see him in there.
I'm not going to interact with him. I'm probably not even going to make myself known.
Would you like to sneak?
I would like to sneak, yeah.
Roll me a stealth check.
Sneak past that door towards the next door, I guess? I don't know.
Okay, no problem.
Do with advantage because he is not paying attention to anything.
What say you?
Running through scenarios in his head.
Go ahead and do advantage against Shackleton, but I'm going to take the first number for other relevant character. Well, it doesn't fucking matter. It's a 22 regardless, apparently.
First one.
Yeah, I think I'll take the first one.
Yeah,
I
that's
think you
fair.
should take a point too.
I'm
That's
going
fair.
to take the second one, actually.
So, first, we're going to address Crocus, because Crocus, you are actually ahead of Lorin and Mayor Peaceman, as you were let in first. And your paper, the instructions you have, tell you to go to the same room that Shackleton is in.
So I'll go into the room, present the note to the guard at the door.
There is actually no guard at that door, not at the meeting room. No. We do need to address one minor thing real quick. Your 22 stealth check was really good. Where are you hiding, Desmond?
Well,
There are options.
That stealth check in my mind was to get past the door without
Okay.
the people inside noticing me.
Mm-hmm.
So like picking a point on his pacing back and forth where he was facing away to
Okay.
then slip past the door. And then I was going to proceed down the hallway to the next door, if there is one.
Yeah, there is.
Is there any sort of cover in the hallway? I don't imagine there is.
There's not a lot. There are tables, there's chairs, there's things like that. They have vases, buttresses on them. But nothing that you can't like see under or around or something like that. If you want to be
So then
truly
in that
out of
case-
sight, you need to cut into one of the meeting rooms.
Yeah, so then in that case, that stealth check was mostly me being silent, not necessarily me being unseen.
Okay. All right. So both Crocus and Lorin, if you're paying attention, will see past the room that Shackleton is in, a half-orc man in the hallway. But
Just
but
walking down the hallway like I'm supposed to be there.
yeah, but Crocus, you know very well that though Zimmer is a half-orc, that is not the half-orc man you are looking for.
Alright, then I'll just kind of pay this other guy no mind. Continue to look around for Zimmer.
Okay.
And just casually kind of perusing the room.
Mm-hmm. So to clarify, are you going to the room that your grandmother instructed, or are you looking for High Prince Zimmer?
I'm going to the room that I was told to go to.
Okay, gotcha. So you enter this room. Now that there's multiple people in this room, to kind of set this room up, it is a well-decorated, clearly a meeting room. There's a large table, some chairs around it. There is the walls around it are completely stone, except for the back wall that does have a medium-sized window kind of set up into the ceiling, very clearly there to provide light from the outside, but not necessarily a view for anyone. Secret meetings happen in these kind of rooms, so it makes sense. You need light, but you don't necessarily want somebody just standing outside the window to be able to see. So it's higher set up on the wall. Once again, so Crocus, as you enter, pacing in this room, is clearly a very nervous dwarf man.
How far away from the kitchen is the room they're meeting in?
Probably about
The doors?
50 feet.
Okay.
If you walk out of the kitchen door, hang a left, and walk 50 feet down there, you'll see the room that they're in.
Alright, just curious.
Yeah. Do you guys talk, or are y'all have a thing y'all are waiting on and just do your jobs? What are y'all doing?
Crocus is more focused on doing his job and is just kind of observing the room.
Okay.
With Shackleton's pacing, he's kind of in his own little world at this point, so it's a little while before he even notices that someone else is here.
Okay. That's fine. All right. Then we will go to Lorin. Lorin, you walk past the room that Shackleton and Crocus are in. You walk past Desmond, looking for a place to lay down the mayor so that he can sleep off being an absolute drunken fool. It's no longer an ailment when we're not in front of people. It's
babysitting.
Yeah.
And depending on what he was drinking, it probably is an ailment.
Well, fair point. So, about 4 rooms down from the room that Shackleton is in, so there are 7 offices, 7 meeting rooms. Door number 8, which is actually around a corner, is a bedroom.
Oh. Convenient. Okay. Well, I'm gonna... Okay. Yeah, so it's a bed. Is it unlocked?
Yes, it is. The door is open. It can be locked. You see that. So if you would like to lock him inside and return to the party, you absolutely may. But yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna. Yeah. No, I will definitely do that. I will open the door. I will accidentally drop him while fumbling for the door. I will then drag him inside. And definitely in a way that doesn't look like it's nice from anywhere else. Anyone standing outside would just see this body being dragged through a doorway. Put him on the bed, go to leave, come back, turn him on his side, because that's safety, and then lock the door. And then
Very good. Very, very good. We will actually... Go ahead.
How much
Poor
damage
Steve.
has the mayor taken at this point?
Enough. Like I said, the man
He's
is
dead.
No, the man's breathing. The man is breathing. I'm not saying he's not on death saves.
oh dear, does he look that bad?
No, I'm fucking with
Yes.
you. No, he doesn't.
He's not actively bleeding out, so he's
Yeah.
probably okay.
Yeah, he's not actively
Man,
bleeding
watching
out
for this nice
outside.
party.
Inside.
Like,
yeah.
Good, that's fine. That's where the blood's supposed to be.
That's right. It's supposed to be
That's the
inside.
thing, though. It's fine. He's just had a few to drink and got drug across the floor. He got dropped. He got hit in the head.
He hit his head against the door.
Yeah, but he can't feel it. It's fine.
Yeah, because he's
His
unconscious.
organs can't feel it. Yeah.
All right. Well, we actually flash back to the throne room, to the Great Hall, as the High King addresses the party and says, everyone, thank you for coming this eve. I do have to step away for a moment. I shall return in a short while. But please continue to drink and be merry. The party is not over. The celebration shall continue. And he bows to everyone and is escorted into the hallway that you are guarding, Fabian.
Famous hallway.
The famous hallway.
The famous hallway.
Okay. And since the High King is being escorted down here, you are expected to fall in step with the guards that are with him. So as he enters, 6 guards enter behind him. Actually, it's 2 guards in front of him, 4 behind him, and then you and Jackson are also expected to fall in step.
Me and old Jackie boy.
That's right. Okay. So, as you guys are in there, they're all in this hallway, or in rooms adjacent. You all hear, except for Lorin, you're kind of further down the hallway, you can't hear, and not Crocus, Benji, you're in the kitchen, it's loud, mostly because of you. So, but everyone else, you will hear the rhythmic marching of the guards escorting the High King down the hallway. No one is really sure why where he's going down here. As Fabian, you would know that if he was trying to leave to go to his bed chamber or something to maybe freshen up or to get away for a moment, that is not this direction. That is a completely different hallway on the opposite side of the throne room. So the fact that he's going this way is not alarming, but it's not where you would have expected him to go.
It's noticeably different.
It's noticeably different. So another minute or so passes as the High King is escorted down the hallway. Desmond, you see the High King and the guards, including Fabian, walking down this hallway towards you. What do you do?
Okay, at this point, I'm definitely going to go for the next door that I see and try and go into it.
Okay.
Not the one that Homeboy is in.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to walk towards the next door and just pray to God that it's unlocked.
Yeah, okay. You jiggle the handle, and it is unlocked. Meeting room number 5 is unlocked.
Okay, I swoop in quickly.
Okay, very
and
good.
Close the door behind me.
Okay, very, very good. Benji, you are in this room, or in the
Just
kitchen.
about done cooking.
Yeah, you're in the kitchen. And the head chef walks up to you and says, Benji, would you be so kind?
Yes.
And he gestures to a small tray of food, clearly not one of the main trays going to the party. It only has 3 servings of food on it. I'm sorry, not 3, 2 servings of food on it. And he says, please, can you take this to the 4th meeting room? I know you don't know the palace well. Walk out this door, hang a left, and it is 2 doors down on your right.
So what kind of food is on the tray?
Finger
foods or
no,
like
this is
a
meal. This is meal stuff. There
Okay.
is some of the board that you have been working on is on this, as
2
well.
distinct meals.
2 distinct
Well,
meals.
Yeah.
As well as
been, like, guarding my
potatoes
food.
and things like that. Okay.
Okay. I've been like guarding my food. Have I had about an hour to work on it at this point?
Yeah, probably. Grand scheme of
Okay.
things, yes.
All right. Then I'm gonna pull one of the cutlets off and say, "Real quick, taste this." I like hold it between my claws
Yeah.
and like hand it out to him.
Okay. Do you have proficiency with cooking tools?
Yes.
Okay.
And since I've had an hour, I'm gonna use my chef's feat and give him one of my my treats that gives you 2 temporary hit points.
Hey.
So it's extra tasty.
Very good.
Wow.
All right, roll me a chef's tools check with advantage.
Nice little treat.
All right. I don't know what that's supposed to query.
It would be. It would be.
Could I select Constitution since I'm such a constitutious fellow?
Trying to think. So it would be, obviously it'd be a D20 plus your proficiency die. I'll allow it. I'll allow it to be Constitution. This is what you're good at, so I'm.
Yeah.
14.
Advantage. That was a 14.
Hey, 14's not bad. He takes a bite of this food and he takes a nibble off of it and he ponders it for a second. He's like, and takes a larger bite and he's like, okay, Benji, I think it needs a little something, but hold on, but even though it needs something, it is still very, very good on its own.
Wait. Oh, I forgot this. I grabbed like a little shaker of white pepper and like sprinkle it on.
And he takes another bite. He takes another bite. That was it. Well done.
I like just toss a dash over the rest of the meal. I'm like, all right, give me your tray, and I'll take it, and I'll like just shove with my arm a big scoop of some more of the meat that I just fed him onto the tray. All right, you said down the hall to the left, right?
Right. Yes. It will be the second door on your right.
I like walk out and like slam the door open and just prance off.
Yeah. Fabian, you're
so
at the
who's
back.
The...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask who the first person is near the door.
At this point, it would probably be Fabian, as he is one of the
Jackson.
last two people at the back of this procession of guards.
All right, I'll see Fabian and be like, "Are you going to where I'm feeding these folk? Here, taste this!" And I'll like have like a small little cutlet like in my claws, and I'll hand it to Fabian. Try it.
Keep in mind, Fabian, this man. This unit of a creature is you're not short. This man's is tall.
I just kind of stare at him, and I guess I take it.
Yeah.
And try it.
You eat it.
All right, yeah. As you eat it, you get 2 temporary hit points.
Hell yeah. That's the whole reason I did it.
Hey man, 2 temp HP at level 1 is a big deal.
Oh yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
Palace is gonna fall on us, so
I'm expecting this room to get sucked into space.
Maybe.
And after that, I'll just follow them to the room since they're heading
Poison
to the
gas is going to fill the room. The doors are locking.
Yeah.
Right, the negotiations were short.
Yeah. No, the poison gas does not fill the room. That does not happen.
Not yet.
Benji, as you enter the room, you see a tiefling and a dwarf in this room. And to you, that makes total sense. You're carrying 2 meals worth of food. There's 2 people in this room.
Well, hello, I've brought your snacks for you all. And I'll just, like, slide the tray across, like, in the center of the table. Made by yours truly, I might add. And I'll just take a step back and watch everyone.
Crocus, you have met a Dragonborn or 2 in your life. However, this is a very large Dragonborn. Shackleton, I don't know that you've ever met anyone this large.
No. Have you seen the TikTok of that girl who like got made fun of on a bus for being short, and she does the camera perspective from like directly above her? It's like that's kind of the way the Shackleton's looking up at him. It's like I did not know that they make creatures such as you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Absolutely nothing. How might I?
Anyway, just try the food. Try the food.
Could I possibly wait? I would gladly try some later. I was supposed to meet someone here. So I finally noticed Crocus. Oh, you're not the prince. Where did you come from?
Oh, he's been here the whole time.
Since when?
Yeah. How long have you been here, Crocus?
I mean, I think at this point it's been, what, like 5 minutes or so?
Yeah, about that. 5, maybe 10.
I suppose it's been 5 minutes. So, the name is Crocus. And
Pleasure.
You just get like a head nod, and that's it.
I am Shackleton Steele, 3rd consort of Countess Chevy Rouge of the Cerulean Halls. If you'll forgive me, I seem to have gone to the wrong place. I checked my note again to make sure I'm like in the right room.
You are in the correct room.
Or perhaps
Both
not.
have notes.
They
Do
do.
we clock that he's got a note?
I mean, he
Whatever, I
he
guess
clearly
mine.
checks the note. And you were instructed to sit in on a meeting in this room. So, yeah.
Well, apparently there should be a meeting in the room, so no, not what for.
Fascinating. You haven't happened to see High Prince Zimmer around, have you?
Not since Not since the High King made his speech.
See. Well, I suppose I shall endeavor to wait here. How might I address you, if I haven't asked already?
My name is Crocus. Crocus Aureum.
Pleasure. And you, my lush friend.
Yes.
How might I address you?
Well, the name is Berenjix Xissaadi, but please call me Benji.
Oh, good.
I shall. The pleasure is mine.
Oh, well, the pleasure will be mine once you partake in my delicious food. You there, Crocus. What do you think of the French fries?
You have never heard of this delicacy before.
Oh, it's a wonder of Stato.
That means somewhere in the Satho is something that refers to French.
Find it during this campaign.
We will find France.
I don't know what you had planned for the first couple levels, but we know what it is now.
They have potatoes, and they're an island, therefore they're Irish.
Maybe.
Not
They're gonna
wrong.
have
Not
whiskey
wrong.
there too. We're gonna have to visit.
Yeah.
A lot and often.
Do Crocus and Shackleton partake in the food that was brought to the room?
Not yet.
Crocus will have a little bit, yes.
Okay. I assume that he also gets the 2 temp HP.
No, I'm out of those. The rest
Okay.
is just normal food.
Never mind. But it is very good.
Now I feel special.
It is very good food, nonetheless.
I had to make sure the chef got the good stuff so that he thought highly of me.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, so as Benji, as you're about to walk out of this room, the glass for the window that is in the room that you're in shatters.
Of course it does.
Shit.
Does anybody have a passive perception in this room above 15?
Not at this time.
No.
I didn't think
is
so.
Oh, I see you right there. I have a 14.
Okay, well, you're not in the room anyways, but you wouldn't see, or you wouldn't be able to make it out. You all do see a light blue and white blur just zip across the room, but you cannot make out what it was or is. Fabian, however, you standing in the hallway, hearing this loud crash, and everyone except for Lorin hears this, because Lorin's still a little bit further down the hallway, dealing with his mayor friend.
So I have not rounded the corner yet?
No, not yet, unless you would like to. This probably is a fair time to round the corner, to be honest.
That sounds right, yeah.
Okay.
Rounding the corner, see the king. Hey, hear it. Well, okay, I guess I don't hear the crash because I'm too far away.
Yeah. But yeah, Fabian, you turn around to see this man. I'm putting him in the handouts.
Ooh. I definitely point my glaive at him.
Yeah.
My.
Yeah, so you see this man, and to put this into perspective, this man is very scrawny, rather small. The weapon that is not even remotely hidden on his back is way too large for this man. He should not be able to hold this like he does. But he does nonetheless, as he draws this massive sword with one hand. And he points it past You, Fabian, past the guards and directly at the king. What do you do?
Who are you? What do you want?
He's running, dude.
Do what?
Sorry.
So you ask, who are you? What do you want? And he does not spare a glance for you. Fabian, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Sounds like someone's breaking in.
And anyone who
Calm down, Nick.
who is in the room, feel free to also roll initiative if you feel like you need to get involved.
I'm gonna see what's going on.
I have not actually.
Hearing the broken glass, I'm definitely going to at least go out into the hallways.
So first on the niche is Benji, then it is Shackleton, then it is Mystery Man, then it is Desmond, then it is Fabian, and then it is the rest of the guards who are going to move as a collective.
Hopefully die.
Okay. So, Benji, what do you do?
So the glass shattered in the room I'm in, right?
Yes, it did. It shattered in the room, and you were able to perceive the blur of this man shooting through the window as it broke. But you do not realize it was a man at this point.
But he ran, like, out the room. Do I hear stuff out in the hallway?
Yes. Yes, you do.
What was that? And I'll just run out the room and, how close is the little tiefling guy?
It probably was only 10 feet for you to get out of the room from where you were. He is within 20 feet of you.
And he's just standing there pointing his sword at the king?
That is correct.
Okay.
And the guards
I don't know who
are
the hell...
coming into guard position to protect their king.
Okay, so there's a group of guards protecting him. I'll just, like, step out and be like, "Are you looking for a fight? Well, I'm much more of a fight than that scrawny old man. Come over here." I'll just, like, pull out my meat tenderizer and hoist it over my arm.
Okay. Do you attack this man?
No.
Okay.
I essentially just think that a fight's breaking out, and I want to have fun, but I don't know who any of these people are, so I'm not just going to start swinging.
Fair enough.
He might just be hungry, I don't know.
Very wise.
But I will hold my action to attack if I get attacked.
Okay.
Or this doesn't seem to be a fair fight. He pretty much just thinks a fight's breaking out, so I'm just going to wait and attack him if it looks like it's more like a bar fight than it does like a duel.
Okay.
I don't want to step in the middle of a duel.
Gotcha. All right.
So I'll attack if he does anything dishonorable.
Very good. So then that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
Shackleton.
But I'll run up right next to him.
Yeah. You're within melee range of him.
I moved to the hallway, but not quite to melee range of the blue man group, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're just observing.
Yeah. Do I know anything about this guy?
No, you don't. I can confirm that 100%.
Okay. So I just see this dude who broke through mirrors, ran through the room, and is now essentially threatening the king with a weapon.
Yeah, that's correct.
I am slinging a hatchet at him.
Okay. Roll an attack roll. A 20. That will hit.
All right.
Okay.
That's good to hear.
So you throw this hand axe at him, and you weren't expecting this. It hits him. It strikes him pommel first, But this man, like, it hits him. You see it hit him, and he does not seem to care.
He just no-sells it.
Something like that.
Interesting.
Anything else?
Nope, I think that's it.
Okay. Now it's his turn. And you see, as this man raises his hand, snaps his fingers, and begins to fly. Which is a thing. You guys, so, in this world, you know that magic exists. You know that it does. However, none of you have ever seen it. Now, Crocus, you do know a bit of how it works. And you are close enough to see what's going on. And what just happened doesn't make any sense. This man should not have been able to do what he just did.
Also, like, his physique appears to be tiefling.
That is
Does
correct.
that stand out to me? Do I recognize him at all? Or
Give me a
gather
history
anything
check.
about his skin color?
Give me a history check.
Oh,
Nat 20.
Damn.
So, even still, you don't know much about this man. You know nothing about this man himself. However, you see that his horns have been cut off. You see the scars that cover his body. And you suspect that this man is... I'm going to send you a word that's different. You suspect this man has been exiled from Thay's Frill. But I'm going to send you a specific little bit of something to you.
okay.
But yeah, so this man is a tiefling, but he did something to get himself kicked out of your homeland. Or at least your ancestors' homeland. But yeah. But it is still his turn. And so he casts magic. Once again, shouldn't be possible. But he does, and he flies, and he zips forward so fast. Faster than anyone's expecting. Fabian, you do get an attack of opportunity as he zips past you.
Do I?
Yes, actually, you would. If you want to do that, you were holding your action to be attacked.
Yeah.
So so maybe not actually.
I don't think I hit.
No, you did not.
Well, since someone else ran out and attacked him after my turn, I was waiting to just know that this wasn't just some kind of like bar fight or like just a little duel.
Yeah.
I think at this point I would have attacked him.
Okay. This is your reaction,
If he's-
so
Okay, I'll take it.
yep. So roll that attack roll. A 16 does not hit.
Ha! Oh, he's quick!
Yeah. So he flies forward and hold on, let me roll some dice. You're going to see these rolls, and I have no problem with that. That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss.
Oh my god!
One more. That's a hit. So Jackson is the one who successfully hit. Okay.
No.
As he takes his halberd and stabs up at this man as he flies by and gouges him very deeply in the leg, but once again, he does not seem to care. As this man flies forward, sword extended, and drives his blade straight into the chest of the king.
dead.
So, that's the end of his turn. Desmond, what do you do, buddy?
So in my mind, I had leaned my ear up against the wall to hear the neighboring room, right?
Mhm.
Hear glass breaking, hear shit going down, run into the hole, immediately see the king get impaled.
Yeah, you are, the king is right in front of you, basically. You get splattered in the face with his blood.
How's the king
I
look?
see who's done it, right?
Oh, yeah. It is a flying man. A flying blue tiefling man.
Flying blue man.
Okay, you do see as soon as Desmond sees that he is flying, you see his face darken. He just says, "Witchery." Is he? How far away from me is he?
10 feet tops.
10 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I would like Desmond to move backwards about another 10 feet. Take this massive and heavy bow off of his back, reach back, and I'd like to take a shot at it.
By all means.
Come on, baby.
A 19 will hit.
Yeah.
For
AC
3
somewhere
points.
between 16
Oh
and
my
19.
god, I rolled a nat 1 on my damage.
You did. You did do that, yes.
Unlocks.
But it does hit him. So this man is blade first into the king's chest. Blood has splattered across you. It got in your eye a little bit, so your aim was slightly off, and you nick him as opposed to striking true like you are normally capable of doing. It does cut him slightly, but not by much. Anything else?
Okay. No. No, I don't have anything else.
Okay. Very good. Fabian, your king has been impaled with a giant fuck-off sword.
Yeah.
How's the king looking?
Pretty shocked.
great.
He's pretty shocked right now.
You stabbed me!
I'm gonna move past the rest of the guards,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the glaive has a reach, so I got 10 feet.
Okay.
Can I hit him?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just reach up and try to get him.
Try to get him.
Glaive.
Hey,
Ooh.
nat 20 with some hella good damage.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you stab forward and you get into his thigh as he's kind of floating there. He's almost like Superman posed is really what he's doing. And you stab him in the thigh, and it is deep. It is a very vicious wound, and yet once again, this man does not seem fazed.
What about if I used my savage attack and I made a critical hit? I can roll 1 extra damage die.
Go ahead, roll an extra
this
damage
happens
die.
when you crit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just do that on crits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So an extra 5.
Okay.
He's dead now.
Yeah, totally. No, he's not.
That was
It is marked. My statement stands that he is still very unfazed.
It was
Which I want to
19
clarify.
damage at level 1.
I want to clarify the fact that this man is unfazed from the wound that you just gave him shakes you to your core. You have killed men in battle
So many times.
with less, and this man does not give a fuck.
Yeah, as I step back, I'm just kind of wide-eyed at it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I point at some of the soldiers, and I'm like, "Get him!" Point
Yeah.
at the king.
Oh, and they're gonna
Yeah.
try. So
You're
five attacks from them. That's a miss. That's a hit with their modifier. So that is They're all using
takes the
halberds
modifier
like
for that to be a
you.
hit.
His DC is 18 or 19.
Okay. So that's
AC.
10 damage. Okay. That's good.
Language.
So that was attack number 2. Number 3, that's a hit
Whoop.
for very poor damage. But that's another bit.
He has
Okay.
great rope master, right?
No.
Why?
That's a miss. That was number 4. Number 5. Okay. That's also a miss. So all the 5 of the guards that are with you attack. And 3 of them miss, 2 of them hit. Yeah, it is back to the top of the initiative. Benji, it is your turn. You actually really have no kind of idea who this man that just got stabbed is.
I don't know what
He's
the hell's
clearly
going on.
important. He's clearly important.
Yeah.
He's got guards around him, but beyond that, you have no idea.
Yeah, I walked out and saw a guy that looked like he wanted to fight, and then suddenly everyone was defending the guy who was attacking, like, this doesn't seem fair! I'm just gonna... I'm gonna rage,
Okay.
and go up and give him a big ol' smack with my maul.
Hell yeah, give him a big old smacky.
My meat tenderizer.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's a 10 to hit.
A 10 does not hit. Good try,
Yeah.
though.
But I just like slam it down and it just like cracks one of the floor tiles. Oh, sorry about that, sir.
To whom it
I
may
don't think
concern.
he cares at this point.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Alright, Shackleton. What do you do?
Do I have access to my hammer right now? I know I was at like a social event, so I don't know if I would have had it with me.
That is entirely up to you. Would Shackleton have brought that inside?
Probably not, unfortunately.
Then probably not.
All right,
No.
then I draw my other hand axe,
Okay.
and I'm gonna run up as close to this guy as I can get, and I'm gonna try and hit him with it.
Okay. Go ahead. That'll hit.
Sweet.
Okay. Alright, 6 damage. Very good, very good. Anything else?
I believe that's it.
Okay. Now comes my fun. Alright. So, let's see. So he can...
Lorin's at the end of the Lorin's at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
His hand's still in the air because he was waving at the king.
Yeah, that's a good point. What is Lorin doing right now? You saw this man get stabbed.
Oh yeah, no, that literally he came around the hallway and he saw the king. He was like, oh, that guy that I handshake. I'm like, hey, dude, and then he dies and he's like, oh no,
Oh,
So he's starting to
no.
run that way.
Okay.
But,
Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh boy. Let me see if I know how to do such a thing. It's a wait.
You
There
click
it
the initiative button.
There
Okay,
it is.
11. I think that puts you right next to Steven.
Hey.
Mhm.
Yes,
Also,
right
engage
next to,
apparently in
but behind.
Steven.
Behind Desmond.
That's correct.
Alright, you are now on the
Running down
niche.
hall and Desmond is in front of me.
Okay. Very good, very good. So it is the assassin's turn. Yep, this is about to be a thing.
Oh, let's go.
Wait, what am I doing?
We're all gonna die.
He has a thing for this. Okay. Oh, good. Oh, that's so good for not any of you.
I'm excited for us.
Oops.
Yeah, so... Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I'm in danger.
Cool. Cool. So, all 6 guards, and anyone in melee range, which includes both, goddamn, I'm still getting used to everybody, Benji, and Shackleton, all get fucking hit. as this man just fucking spins and swings.
Oh, boy.
Cool.
Yeah, so the
That includes
good.
me, huh?
Oh yeah, because this man's weapon is big enough that 10 feet of range. Yeah. Keep in mind, this is the horrifying part. The king is still very much impaled by this blade as he spins.
Does the king go with him, or does he just cut his gut out when he starts spinning?
No, I hope he
A
goes
little
with
bit
him.
of both.
Yeah.
So as he begins this swing, the king goes with him, but the momentum just slings him off the blade, and the king just splats against the wall.
in the room.
Yeah, in the hallway. So everyone nearby is covered in blood right now, from the king and the people dying nearby. So let me do.
Sorry.
So
TP.
no. So what he does. The only people who have a chance of noticing this are the people not getting hit, actually. So Crocus and Lorin, but at a disadvantage, and Desmond, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
That's higher than it should be, honestly.
Also, sorry, how much damage did I take from
We're getting there. We're getting there.
All of it.
Okay, 22 for Shackleton. Oh no, Shackleton, you're getting hit. You don't get to make that check. Crocus, Lorin, and Desmond, you get to make it. If I said Shackleton, I was wrong. I meant Desmond. Okay, cool. Nobody rolled high enough to notice this. So everyone in that circle, all the guards, I said 6, 7, counting Jackson,
Or Jack.
and Benji, Fabian, and Shackleton all take 21 damage.
I'm at
what
1.
kind?
Relentless
Slashing?
endurance.
Actually, bludgeoning.
Okay, I'm glad I raged.
I am unconscious.
Yes, you are. All of the other guards are dead.
If. Poor Jack.
Yeah. No, your friend Jackson, a man you've trained with for a while.
He was so close to retirement.
He was supposed to retire next week. This was his last shift.
The war had just ended.
Yeah.
You're going home,
He's
son.
Yeah, you're going home in a pine box. Sorry.
That's right. But
Whatever that keel tree is, box.
yeah, right. That is the end of his. That is the end of his turn. Desmond, you are up.
Okay.
You just saw as this man slaughtered 8 people in a single attack.
Yeah, I just saw this man cut through everyone.
Yeah. Now, I want to clarify something. The players took bludgeoning damage. The guards took slashing damage. They got cut.
Fuck.
We got hit by the king.
No, I didn't say that.
But I
Did he
do
like
that.
target us? Or I guess we wouldn't have known.
You don't know.
Okay.
My God, I don't have the
this-
foggiest idea what to do.
Shoot him.
Well, you got a
That's a blunt
bow.
sword you're fighting with, son.
Other than I feel like in this instance, his fight or flight is probably coming in, and he's gonna knock another arrow.
Okay. Crocus, are you on the initiative? I don't think you are yet.
I am not.
Do you want to
At this
be?
point, I've been staying out of it.
Great damage and a shit roll.
But how far away is this all happening from the
You
initial meeting room?
it's right outside.
Okay. Then I think at this point, out of kind of waiting to see what's happening, I will go over to the king and try and apply pressure to some of his wounds.
Okay. Yeah, give me a medicine check. We'll keep you off of the initiative for now, unless you want to be added.
No, I will stay off.
Okay. All right, you are trying to apply pressure to this fucking gaping chest wound. With a 9, it makes sense that you are attempting to put pressure on a gaping chest wound.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a doctor.
I know. Like I said, it makes sense. Okay, so Desmond, yeah, so it was your turn. You missed. Do you do anything else?
I think I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get as far away from this individual as I can. Possibly duck back into the door that I came out of.
Okay, so if you go back into the room you're in, you could probably get about 40 feet away. These are large rooms. But you are at the doorway, and there is a hallway that you could run away down. Past a dwarf who is actively running towards the fight right now.
Yeah. How far away am I from the door in which, from whence we came?
Let me think. Probably about 200 feet.
Oh, that's way too far. Okay. No, I'm just going to duck into the doorway of the room that I came out of, and try to take cover.
Okay. Very well. At the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Lorin, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
If you just run, if you use your action, you can be in range of like throwing weapons and things like that. If you dash, you can get into melee range.
Yeah, I'm gonna dash.
Okay.
Up there. I don't think there's anything that I'll be able to do once I get there, but I'm gonna dash up there to be part of the action.
Okay.
So I'll be a little.
I just want to be a part of something.
Very well.
I want to be there, be a part of it, get into the area, see what's going on.
Okay.
Blue dude, guys bleeding out.
Yeah. All right.
A bunch of people died.
Well, you have made it. You have made it up to the fight. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Fabian, it is your turn. You just got the shit knocked out of you.
Yep. I'm pressed up against the wall, and I use, what's it called?
Second wind. Okay.
Yes. So I get 7 hit back. So yeah, I look around and just press myself off against the wall and shove my glaive back into that person's body.
Okay.
If
16 does not hit.
I tried. I got hit with a king. You know, what do you want?
Yeah, you did. You got hit. Well, no, you didn't, but maybe. No, to clarify, you guys did not get hit with the king's body. Somehow this man broadside of the sword hit you.
Well,
keep in mind, in a fluid swing motion, cut 7 different people and still managed to baseball bat the 3 of you.
Well,
do with that information as you choose.
I'm doing that information as I choose.
So, but yeah. So Fabian, you miss your attack. Do you do anything else? You don't have a bonus action anymore because you check it second winded. Do you move or anything, or do you stay where you are?
No, I stay right where I is, just kind of taking in the scenery.
Okay, Benji.
All right, so it's the other PCs and me fighting him now. All the other guards are dead.
That is correct.
So I can pretty easily, and he's flying. How high up is he?
He's not very high. It's more of it was faster for him to do this than to run. But he's very much in melee range.
So if a line goes from me through him, I can avoid hitting others, right?
With how tall you are, probably not.
Okay. I couldn't move to, like, get a position where I can avoid hitting someone else and hit a line with them.
Let me think. You probably could, yeah. You could shimmy around and kind of blast straight into a wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Because Benji's just gonna say, I'm getting tired of your slippery tricks, and I'm gonna use my breath weapon and shoot a lightning bolt into him.
Nice.
It doesn't do the raised damage, but
Yeah, 6.
the DC is 13 for 6 lightning damage. 13 deck save.
Okay. That is not a 13. So yeah, so he will take the
6 lightning damage.
Very nice. So, Benji, that is the first attack that seems to have had any effect on this man.
Oh, shit.
Stop hitting him with your feeble weapons and blow lightning at him!
I'll get right on top of that.
Yeah. You know what? I'm amazed I didn't think of that earlier.
Yeah. Anything else, Benji?
That'll do it.
Okay. Shackleton.
Desi?
No. No, you're just unconscious.
I got the blood armor this time.
No, well, kind of, but no. But kind of. No, he deliberately did not strike to kill.
Unless you're a nameless guard.
Unless
Can
you're...
Can I roll to cough up blood anyway?
Oh, absolutely. Give me a con save.
Cough save.
DC fucking... Fuck it. That's a, you know, I don't even know why I made you roll. You could do it if you want. Fuck it.
So
That
much
voice
blood.
calls.
This is like a Attack on Titan reverse.
Oh my god, the assassin's so fucking cool. Holy shit.
Holy shit!
Oh god.
I got my turn.
Very good. So the assassin, floating there in midair, looks at all of you, and then you see as his head he twitches, and he says
Take a little lightning, eh?
he says out loud in a very whispered voice. He says, "The task is complete as you requested. Let me go." And he shakes his head again, and he looks, and he almost looks panicked. And he looks, and he sees the door that he came in, the room that the three of you were in when he entered, and he flies that way. So, everyone around him,
Opportunity attack?
you may have opportunity attacks.
I will non-lethal maul attack him.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
You can opportunity cough blood at him.
I'll non-lethal attack him as well.
Okay.
And it doesn't
Wait,
matter.
look at all those 14s!
14 misses,
Somebody
14
14.
misses. Somebody else was... No, Shackleton was there. Actually, Lorin, you are in melee range. You used your action to dash, but you still have your reaction.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna not though.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just.
Yeah. So he flies out of there, clearly mechanically using a dash to do it, and he flies out the window that he came in. And initiative is over.
Oh shit.
As you all stand there surrounded by dead corpses of guards, covered in the blood of a king and other guardsmen,
Is there a window near me?
as you hear as you hear more rhythmic footsteps coming from the hallway behind Lorin.
I'm gonna run to the window that the guy smashed to get in here, and I'm gonna like try to jump through and get stuck in it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why do you have such tiny windows?
So
I guess I'm standing next to Desmond at the moment.
yeah, you're standing next to Desmond, roughly.
I think I just looking at this and all of this stuff and all of this happened, and I just get Desmond's attention and just go, "What?"
I wish I could tell you, mate.
Yeah.
But,
And
God.
you guys hear this rhythmic running as around the corner, guard after guard after guard, 6 guards walk in, followed immediately by High Prince Zimmer and more guards. And the High Prince sees you and sees the dead king, and he just points at all of you and he says, "Murderers! You've assassinated the king! Arrest them!"
No.
And the guards rush you.
Yelling through the tiny window he's stuck in. No, it was a little tiefling fella. He said he was free.
What do? You are being beset upon by no less than 24 guards.
Yikes!
They fight and kill all of them. The end.
Exactly.
Do y'all want to fight? Y'all
No.
can certainly try.
We can. Nope.
No, I guess
Nope.
Benji's gonna be flailing stuck in the window.
Silly.
I just throw my weapon down. Like,
Yeah, I have to say I'm too fucking like gobsmacked to really do anything other than just like try and not get shot.
That's fair. Does anybody else do anything other than surrender?
Question:
By all means.
Is the king like dead, or?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Okay.
like got a hole like in his chest.
Yeah,
His hole's got holes.
he's big
Got
dead.
Got a hole.
Well then, yeah, I guess surrender.
Okay. You guys are quickly apprehended, handcuffed, and escorted to the dungeon. And that is where we will end the session.
you were dragged.
Hey, they're like pulling me out the window. Oh, I surrender. You'll just have to nuzzle me out. I'm a bit stuck at the moment. I'm sorry.
Welcome to hell, boys.
Hell, it was fun.
Yeah, those a lot of good role playing actually.
Wonderful first session.
Good.
That was awesome.
Good. I'm glad y'all had fun.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the beginning of our campaign. Like I said, it's gonna be a little railroady. It's because you're fucking criminals.
We are in such a bad,
I didn't do shit.
right?
Well, that's fine, because Alduin's gonna come, and then we'll just escape through the tunnels under the jail in Helgen, and then
There
we'll
you
make our way
go.
to Riverwood, and then we'll be fine.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
wake up in a cart somewhere.
We just need to find Ralph, Raloff, and join the Stormcloaks, and we'll be good.
Clearly, there's another septum child, which we're supposed to retrieve
Jesus.
by the blades.
Jesus Christ, that's a fucking deep cut.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna head out.
Later,
Yeah,
brother.
up in the morning.
GG, boys.
Alright.
Have a good one.
Later.